evening, one and all present here, and the people who have joined to listen the webinar. We welcome you for this best practice retention webinar, and we have eminent speakers with us to share their expert opinion and experience with us. He has got about more than 20 years of experience in the field of clinical optometry, contact lenses. He was also manager for few companies, a group of companies like Azilar, Hoya, and currently is the Deputy General Manager of Agarwal Eye Hospital. And now we welcome Optum Harish to deliver his talk. And I request the audience to listen carefully. It will be of great help in your practices. Now it is to the Optum Harish.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sure all of us are taking care currently, and this is one of the opportunities to upgrade our skills and learn new things. With that, I would like to take you to the topic patient retention, which is very important for us in our clinical practice. So what do we mean by patient retention? Patient retention refers to the ability of a company or a product or service to retain its customers over specified time period. Higher the patient retention means we are able to retain the patient for a longer duration, and the patient tends to come back to the same business or continue buying the same service. I'm sure all of us will agree that the best way for the patient retention is to exceed the patient expectations. So let us understand further in depth in terms of how we can exceed the patient expectations. How does the patient form an expectation? So these are some of the important factors based on which a patient will be having an expectation before entering a practice. Marketing. When we mean marketing, it implies in terms of what communication, what is the type of media that a practice is using, the image, the message that the practice gives to its customers. Social media, by way of which the practitioner tends to interact with the patients or tends to give out messages to the customers. Customer reviews. Very importantly, nowadays, the patients tend to form an impression about a practice based on this. Earlier experience. This is also very important in terms of understanding what a patient can expect from a practice. These aspects will be gone further in depth by later speakers. What are the factors which influence the patient expectation within the practice after the patient enters? So after the patient enters, the key factors are like display. I'm sure all of us will agree in terms of how important a display is. Shabbily displayed products or a shabbily displayed store will not be attracting individuals. Display also helps in enticing the customers to try out a product. It is rightly said that a product which is out of sight is out of mind. Out of mind of not only the customers but even of the practitioner. So using mannequins or any other innovative displays helps in terms of to prompt the customer to ask about a product. Ensure that the products are rightly kept in their respective racks and properly labeled. A wrongly labeled product can result in problems. Second important factor is about merchandising. Merchandising has to be thought through regarding what all merchandising, what is the communication that you would want your patient to take from it. It helps in empowering the patients because patient can gain more information. It can help in generating interest, wherein the communication becomes much better. It helps in presenting a new product. It helps in encouraging impulse purchase. So various products can be placed accordingly. It helps in innovative merchandising. A new product, a new service can be displayed innovatively. And most importantly, it provides an opportunity to display the product range that is available. It provides the important image and the brand image that you wish to portray to your customer. The other important factor is in terms of the product knowledge. Earlier, it used to be understanding about the product in terms of the product feature, the product advantage, and the product benefit. But now, with the advent of various tools, various information, patients are many times more aware about the product and can ask more relevant questions. So it is not only important to know about the product, but also to understand the patient need, be confident enough to be able to answer the patient queries, to understand what are the alternatives to the particular product, and to be able to handle the possible problems. Communication. So I'm sure many of us are aware that visual impact, that is how we look, how we sound, are more important than what we say. So the visual impact is what is creating 60% of the impact on your patient. So rather than what we are saying, we need to also focus on what we are saying, how we are saying, and how we are looking in terms of your professional practice. All these helps in terms of setting the patient expectation. Let us understand about the sale process. What are the various steps involved in the sale process? So the initial aspect is in terms of welcoming the patient, understanding the patient expectation, the clinical testing in case it is relevant for the patient, proposing the various options, billing of the product or service after sale. Each of these provides us an opportunity for the patient interaction, and each of these steps provides us an opportunity to delight the customer. What do we mean by first 7 seconds? Various studies show different time periods, but one of the time period which comes out is the initial 7 seconds that are very critical for the patient to form an initial impression. So in terms of how we are looking, the body language of the practitioner in terms of the confidence, urgency, and what is the attire in terms of is it a business, a professional, or a casual. While we tend to form impression about the customer saying that the customer is serious or he is doing a window shopping, we should also remember that these are the vital seconds when the customers are also tending to form an impression about the practice. What are the key aspects of good service? The key aspects of a good service are courtesy in terms of politeness, communication, clarity in terms of what we are communicating, competence about the staff and the team, the responsiveness, the speed with which the practice is communicating. Even in case there is a delay, are we in touch with the patient? The patient engagement, whenever patient is searching for an answers and providing them the relevant answers. Understanding the patient need. So it's very important that we are understanding what the patient has come for. While we may feel that patient has come into a practice with a simple either a problem or something else, understanding the complete need of the patient helps in providing the complete solution so that the patient may be complaining of something else, but the requirement is something else. So one of the most important aspect which I follow in my own practice whenever the patient comes is I do not even look at the case sheet. I do not look at what someone else has written, but rather ask, what is your need or what is your problem? What problems are you facing? So, and I find that many a times different practitioners may be noting it in a different way. So it is very important that we are interacting with the patient, understanding what is the patient looking for in terms of ocular solution. What is the value of the solution that you are proposing in terms of what perception and actual monetary value. Secondly, we are in a service industry. So proposing the solution, explaining the product to the patient, the benefits of the proposed solution to the user. So explain about the competitive benefit, even if the patient doesn't ask, because the patient may be having some other information or some other objections. So managing the patient queries and proposing the solution. Then closing the sale. Very importantly, if you see the first point which I have written, do not oversell. Many a times, especially in the enthusiasm to propose the solution, we tend to keep selling the product or the service to the patient even after the patient is convinced. So once a patient has mentioned or gives his is willing for a product, you can check in case the patient wants to pay by cash or card. You can ask whether he wants it to be gift wrapped. Alternatively, you can ask directly whether you can proceed and do the billing. Billing, this is another step, and it is a many times a neglected area. Once the sale is completed, patient is keen to close the transaction and move on. This is generally the psychology, and the speed of billing is important, and the accuracy. I personally move out of stores when I find that entire sale is taken place, but the billing is taking too long. I have done my sale, I have taken my decision, but the sale is taking, the billing process is taking too long, and I move out of a store. So ensuring that the billing process is as fast as possible in your own practice becomes very important. Providing the patient the information about what is being billed, about whatever discount or the amount. In case there is going to be a delay in terms of delivery of the product, is the patient expected to come back, or how the information will be provided to the patient? Whether the product can be delivered to the patient, especially in the current scenario wherein we want to minimize the patient visit. So is the patient required to visit the store, or will it be sent across? Is it the end of interaction with the patient? No, certainly not. This is interaction of end of the interaction at that particular point of time. You need to ensure that you are connecting with the patient. Why? Because it is difficult to please all the patients all the time. We may be turning off a patient or displeasing a patient and not know why. The environment is constantly changing. So what you have done for a customer earlier, it may not be sufficient to satisfy the customer during his or her next visit. As an example, patient comes for a contact lens. In case without checking in terms of what are his needs or is there a change in lifestyle, if you prescribe, you may realize that the patient is not happy with the same lens. It also provides an opportunity to reinforce the benefits and answer any new queries that the patient may have. You can also plan a follow-up visit if required. So, feedback is very important. How can you find feedback? There are various methods. Some of the important methods can be like mystery shopper. Either you yourself can go as a customer into your different practice, different branch, and see what and how the patient will be experiencing. Feedback forms. These are very popular, and I'm sure all of you are aware. So you can decide what all feedback you really want to know. Telecalling, after the patient goes back, or even asking directly at the practice at the end of his or her visit, will provide you vital feedback. This feedback will help you in terms of planning the improvement. Based on the plan, implement and then evaluate the success of the improvement activity. Then decide the next step. Whatever feedback, in case you are not doing an analysis and planning an improvement, then there is no point of taking a feedback. Based on the feedback, it is very important that you are planning a training. Majority of the practitioners, when they join, they will be in the initial square, that is in terms of they will be having qualification, the college qualification, and maybe some amount of soft skills. You can tend to improve your technical skills, and based on which you will be learning about new products, based on maybe some product launch, company brochures, or the salespersons. You can improve your soft skills by various interactions, by handling more and more patients. As you improve your technical and soft skills, you will be becoming a very good product dispenser or a service dispenser. You will become an asset to your own practice. So, technical skills, we are aware about various products. What are soft skills? So, soft skills are in terms of telephonic skills, the communication, billing skills. Let us understand a little bit more about the soft skills, because they are the key differentiator and the success factor for a practitioner. Soft skills are a group of productive personality traits which characterize an individual behavior in professional setting. These will include communication ability, the language, leadership, time management, and the list can go on and on. The term soft implies that these skills are subjective and fuzzy. So, as they are subjective, they have scope for continuous improvement, and they are also difficult to assess. Even though they are difficult to assess, they play a critical role between success and failure. I wish to end my presentation with this and hope that all of you interact with your patients, take feedback, and do a continuous improvement into your soft skills, which will be the key differentiator for your success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maharish, for your enlightening speech on customer retention and customer care. Now, I would like to introduce the next speaker, Optam Dinesh K. Shah, who is graduated from Regional Institute of Ophthalmology, and he is the Tamil Nanbargal, currently the president of Alumni School Association of Regional Institute of Ophthalmology. He has got more than 30 years of experience in the field of optometry, optical dispensing. He is also CEO of Saver Opticians, partner of a couple of other business enterprises like opticals, real estates, and so on. So now I welcome Optam Dinesh Shah to share his experience how to retention of customers in our practices in the scenario of COVID. Welcome to Optam Dinesh Shah.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Harishji, for the detailed, informative presentation. Next slide. Jyoti, the next slide. I would like to address 95% of the optical stores in the country today, which are owner driven. 90% of the retail store business is by the optical, is so-called small shops. 75% of the business comes from these shops, and we are 90% of the job creators. At times, we are ignored because of lack of our unity. Our USP. Next slide. Our USP is our knowledge, our personal attention, personal care, and a quick decision making, whether in terms of product, in terms of pricing, in terms of credit, and above all, we are a very good advisor to the end consumer. Next slide. The new normal. As we all know, and we have been hearing enough, all the formalities we need to follow in this new COVID-19 situation. I personally expect the market to be down for the next 3 months of opening, and it might take at least a year to reach back our existing business. But the good news is 1 out of 5 people need vision correction, and only 50% are using it. So the awareness has increased and the opportunity is huge. The Indian economy is sure to grow and increase at a rapid speed. Opportunity and demand of safety glasses, computer glasses, safety glasses on prescription lenses is going to be huge. Next slide. So we need to work out a plan. The plan is to act, adapt, and adapt fast. It is very much like the Uber and Ola driver. Whoever accepts the trip first gets it. Secondly, we need to change and follow as per the government guidelines. We need to respect the law of nature and follow the oldest culture of the world, the Indian culture, where everyone has equal right to live. Next. What our consumers want. Our industry is neither totally essential or fully functional, fashion oriented. So we will bounce back very fast than most other industries. But high value will take time. Consumers will now look for value for money, and the key words are going to be awareness, accessibility, and affordability. We can also look at adding a few extra line of products like hearing aid, writing instruments, and wherever the consumers are the same and the involvement of investment is the minimum. Next slide. Know your customers. Have a good software. Keep your customer track of by SMSs them regular regarding maybe their quarterly service of spectacles, wishing them on their birthdays, or informing them about product, wishing them on local festivals. We need to have a systematic approach. And most important, inform them that we are safe and we will follow all the compliance given by WHO or the government guidelines like using of masks, sanitizers, safe distance, gloves, etc. Most importantly, when the consumer walks in, have his complete data in hand, like his last prescription, his last complaint, when was it given, what was the frame given, what was the lens given, so that we can accordingly guide him and try to upgrade him. Send them regular SMSs, emails about products they are interested in. Select offers like when you know it's time to change their glasses, send them about glasses. It's time to change their contacts, so send them some offers on contact lenses. During summer, we can inform them about the advantages of sunglasses. Educate more on the advantages of the product. Currently emphasize on safety glasses. Next. We need to talk more on education, educate on new products, on the features of the product, check the interest of the consumer, and accordingly update him on those products, explain the loss of productivity, and strain due to not using vision corrections when you need one. Care for them, like offering a cup of hot water in today's time, shows that we care for them. Talk of multiple pairs, observe their interest and be specific to their interests. Next. Different forms of marketing, more than offers, keep them educated, as I said. Let your marketing be more of a local, digital, word of mouth, in-store experience. Have a counter, a separate counter for safety glasses, and your digital marketing will Sanjay ji will take you in depth. Next slide. Increasing footfall and reducing cost. As I always say in retail, we have two important components: the cost of the product and the cost of servicing the product. All of us have fixed expenses like rent, salary, electricity, advertisement, dead stock, etc. This we need to divide by the number of spectacles we sell. And sometimes it would be shocking that it is more than the product itself. How to increase the footfall is $1 million question, which I think even Vishnu Patama cannot answer. But we need to keep trying. We need to keep trying within our budget with local signboards, digital marketing. Marketing can be more specific to area-wise, pin code-wise. Find new ways of screening, like you can have screening in the local schools, offices, factories. We need to get into the gig economy, where we get the work done and pay as per use. Like, for some example, we have an office boy going to the factory every day. Whereas in some cities, you have one office boy who goes to the market and does the job for about 8 to 10 shops. So they can share the cost of the office boys, time saving, and the cost of transportation also. It is like using your Ola car or the Uber car, where you only pay for the distance travel and you don't pay for the vehicle or the petrol or the maintenance of the vehicle. We need to form a team of opticians, optometrists in your area. Share your views, share your problems, share your solutions, and work together so that everyone achieves more. You need to start the infrastructure and keep the costs minimum. Like, and try to save, every rupee saved is rupee earned. Next. We all know about sympathy. We all have sympathy towards what is happening today. But above all, in today's situation, we need to have empathy. Empathy is whenever you are the decision maker, before you make a decision, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and then decide. Irrespective of whether it's your customer, your staff, your vendor, your landlord, and so on. Get out of the debt trap, pay cash and get the best discount, best product, and best services. This lockdown will keep happening as and how the number of patients increase. According to what I have understood, the market will open, and again, whenever there is an increase in number of patients, it may again have a lockdown. So save for and plan for the future in times and have a reserve fund always. Stay safe, stay at home as of now, and thank you. Over to Kumaran.
Thank you, Mr. Jinesh Jeev, for your wonderful presentation. Every rupee saved is rupee earned. And what we learned from your talk, create an awareness, connectivity of customers, and that will help us to retain our customers. Now, I would like to introduce the next speaker, a senior optom who has got a rich experience in the field of optometry. Elite School of Optometry. And he's been pioneer in the field of dispensing, clinical, and he is a very active person in a social media. Recently, his video has reached more than 5 lakhs in a few days' time. We welcome Mr. Sanjay Mehta to deliver his talk. Thank you, sir. Meanwhile, I request the audience to put the questions in the chat box.
Thank you, Mr. Kumaran, and for very nice words. I really thank OATN for giving me this opportunity and would like to dedicate my talk to all the Corona, war boys and workforce which is working outside, and to our late friend Mr. Siraj. I'm missing him a lot. Okay, but anyway, when this topic was given to me, it was like writing an exam in 20 minutes for about something which will take generally 20 hours. Anyway, all of us are preparing ourselves for a bigger exam waiting outside post lockdown. In everybody's mind, there is one question: how are the people going to behave? What will be their priorities? And including us. A lot of theories are going around. What I believe is that the consumer behavior is going to be based on 3 points. 3 factors, I would rather say: now, next, and beyond. Now is the basic requirement which we are fulfilling right now. The next phase will be on health, value products, and cheaper labels. Cheaper labels, yes. I'm repeating, cheaper labels. And the beyond factor is digital. Surprisingly, our main competitor and the digital era started both together in 2010. In April this month, 2020, there are more than 52% of the world population is accessing net, and they are on some or another digital platform. One more factor, or rather say one more detail I got is pre-corona, 20% of the world's eyewear business was online. So it was really an eye-opening. And now comes to one important thing is we have the best products available at our store. We are the best we give the best customer service, and any customer can get. But slowly and steadily, there has been a steep fall in our walk-ins, and everyone knows who has been stealing from us. How they were able to challenge our years of expertise, and they succeeded also through only 2 things. One was social media and one was online. And this is the topic I've been given. Okay, now I would like to ask everyone, what is social media? Mr. Kumaran, you can ask the audience in the chat box.
Dear audience, our speaker would like to hear from you about your knowledge on social media. So can you put your answers in the chat box? What is social media for yourself? After Sanjay, there's no reply. Sir, I think you can continue.
Yeah, in this lockdown period, for me, the best example of social media is one incident. Just opposite to my house, there is one building. And as usual, every evening I am spending my time in the terrace. So what happens at around 6 o'clock in the evening, about 50 to 60 crows assemble on that building for about 10 minutes. For reason I don't know what, they do meet over there for about 10 minutes and they disperse. As if telling everyone that whatever happened in the daytime or whatever it is, but fantastic. It is not a single day they miss. All the days they come. Okay. It was like a webinar every day happening. But okay. Fantastic, sir. Thank you for your social media has many meanings nowadays, and including our OATN is also one type of social media only. Okay, the social media has the name, the words have taken a different meaning altogether. And why we should go social? There are so many social. I will come to that. Okay, why one should go social? In this lockdown, I received a mail that really stunned me. I will just share that to you for a second.
Meanwhile,
tell me, sir.
Meanwhile, a couple of responses have come. Mr. Mehul has said it is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
And one Shilpa Kumari has said current affairs. Few of them have said Twitter, Facebook, Google. So a lot of people are giving answers to your queries.
I will just share my one screen, my screen just to show you something which happened. You see it?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can.
Yes. So this is the mail I received in about 15 days back. So this is from some overseas career company. He has sent me a mail. What if Gandhiji didn't go to England to study law? He went and succeeded against all odds. Don't quit your dream to go abroad. Okay, when in this situation wherein we are not able to even go to our next door also. Okay, 1 second. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. My screen is not visible, right?
It's visible.
Hello? My screen is visible. 1 minute. Okay. Anyway, so what happened is that stunned me. 1 minute. Okay. Now it's okay. Yeah. So that really stunned me. I said, "What's happening?" When we are not thinking of moving out from building, there's a guy who is sending me a mail about going abroad. See, that really triggered me. Why he has sent a mail? That person, that organization is thinking 2 years or 3 years from now, but he is making an impact right now. That when people are not going to think twice even for traveling to the next city or next area of this city, these people are that it has made an impact on me. At least I feel so, because he's thinking something 2 years from now. But anyway, so what's going to happen is why we should go on social media. The consumer has to know more about your store even before they move out from their comfortable sofa. The referral based advertisement on which the traditional optical business was running or practice was running is of course valid, but the reach of social media is like a supersonic plane. It is so fast, so it's amazing. The reach is amazing. Third thing is the social media creates a brand image which is very strong from the point of consumer. Okay, we all think, what is this lens card and all that? I was attending one webinar from a different industry altogether. So they were citing examples of the group of the leaders in the respective industry. So that speaker said, so if you want anything eyewear, go to lens card. Oh, see that in the common person's view, an impact has been severely made and it is working. So that comes to another point. How to go social? There are umpteen number of social medias available. I was talking with my son. He is into gaming. So I said, how many members are there in your gaming group? He says 800. And I said, how many of them are there? How many groups are there? He says, there are innumerable. There are some 800 to 900 groups are there for gaming alone. Now, As far as I am concerned, I tried 2, 3 social medias. Somewhere, I was able to succeed in some of them, but in some of them, I failed miserably. So now it brings us to a point why did I fail? So nowadays, all of us are watching Ramayana and Mahabharata on the TV. So there is one interesting character in that, Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu knew how to enter the Chakravyu, but didn't know what to do there. The same situation happens. We go into social media, but then we don't know what to do there. Okay, that's very very important. So what we should do in social media and online? Our focus should be only on customer, and customer only. We should have a deep understanding and really a genuine care about their needs and how their customers are behaving in online or in the social media is very important. There should be a healthy environment to be created. The points I'm going to talk right now, it relates both with our online as well as offline or social or non-social environment. It will work both the ways. At least I think so. There should be a very very health-oriented approach in your profession. Whether when you're social, there should be a even in the future post-corona, our practice should be 100% health-oriented. Then only it's going to work. There should be a human approach in our business. This is very, very crucial. I had a lot of experiences, and the most recent one, which really humbled me, was I received a voice message from a blind person after seeing my video. He really said, "Sir, thank you very much. Your understanding is very, very important in this juncture. And I know he is a blind person, and I am really humbled that a blind person can understand what I was trying to convey. Thank you, sir. Upgrade your practice. Everyone was talking about lens card is we have to do frame selection online, how it will be and all that. It's not correct and all that. But it is making sense, right? In this current scenario, it is really making sense. Sorry. One more thing is we should have a correct product in our store, as well as when you go in social media or even you are going for online. Most of the time, if you see our stock and our products are totally outdated from what the customer needs. The customer needs really trendy frames, which our competitor has brought in long back, and we are getting it right now only. We got it right now only. Almost we are back by about 1.5 to 2 years. There should be a general liking of technology. You should be technology savvy. If you are not technology savvy, please don't even think of entering social media. Today's thing only, there was a small technical error in my settings. So if I thought how to do it, so I have to have somebody, or I have to learn myself how to set right. So simplest thing, and that brings to another point is creativity. As far as I am concerned, till now in my career, only 3 ad campaigns have worked fantastically in our industry. One was, if everyone can recall, there was is your boss 33% blind? Is your wife 33% blind? Or are you 33% blind? There was an ad campaign by one of the companies about progressive lenses. I think that was the campaign which really stuck with the common. Imagine a technology product to make understand to a common person. Fantastic it was. Second one was the Srikanth. Srikanth standing outside our stores with a cricket bat. We don't have to say anything. People will look at Srikanth and entered our store. And the third campaign is the campaign run by Lenskart. Amazing it is. I have to admit, and I have admitted in front of everyone in other forums also. Though they might be our competitors, but yes, their ad campaigns are very, very unique and very different. Another point is our database. We have, all of us have huge database. We don't know actually how to use them. We have an Excel sheet or any of these things, but we have made all the columns and rows and everything, but really we don't know how to use them properly. I would like to add something in this. The daily we are getting the what you say is the number of deaths happening, the number of coronavirus people have been affected. The data are being collected in a huge way at all India level. And they are able to predict also how the curve is going to be and in which month it is going to peak. So using the database is very important. See, what happens here is as everyone would have known that when Lenskart came initially, they had hit upon the youth. They have targeted the youth, which are the highest users of this digital platform, social media, by giving contact lenses. Probably are still they are doing it at a much lower rate than even at our cost price. So they had a very a clear strategy how to go about in this social platform. Then comes to something which we are not used to or will never used to is a lean culture. How many of us are or have done it to sell something much below our cost price, any of the product? Have you ever done? No, none of us. So once you are in a social media or online anything, you should develop that lean strategy, which really doesn't make sense to me. But from their point of view, it is a marketing strategy. It is a strategy which works on a longer run, and it has worked. One more thing is the ecosystem. All of us have started blaming Lenskart or other competitors whenever in any forum. But have they said anything against us? Probably very, just they did one time and then they backtracked. They have never said anything bad about other opticians. So we should understand that the online people are going to be there ever, always. So now, what do we do now? We have to accept the reality that they are going to be there. One more, always there is a saying, old saying is that the neighbor's grass is much more greener than ours. Okay, we feel, oh, right, they are doing we should also start. We should also jump on it. We should use the same strategy, everything. Fine, agreed. We who knows? We might succeed also, but there is something called anonymous, which we have never faced. We know we have a customer. He gives the reviews. He or she gives a review, and we are happy with it. Fine. But when you go online, when you are in social media, there is somebody who can make a comment, and that can ruin your career, your organization completely. Many incidents have happened. Now, it is like a it's a minefield only. And I have seen in many groups, they have started making comments, bad comments about them. So despite all that, they have survived and they will survive. So what we should do to be social? One should be ruthless and ruthlessly social to enter this digital world. You should promote yourself shamelessly to the extent that to much more than our competitors have done ever. It's very difficult. Somebody who is introvert, please don't enter this field. It is very, very dirty. If despite your having, because our conscience speaks, we would not like anyone to talk bad about us. So I say one thing: use all these years of your expertise. Why we have forgotten our expertise? Make use the best out of it to project yourself in any of the medium which you are going, and then press the reset button. That's all, sir.
Thank you, Optum Sanjay ji, for your excellent presentation on customer retention.
My pleasure.
I would like to summarize of the three speakers what they have spoken in the interest of the audience. The first and foremost, make sure every customer that step into our clinics are given customer delight service. Give them the best possible service, keep them aware, make sure every penny that you save is earned. Last but not the least, today we are in the era of digital era. Make sure you improve your communication skills, marketing skills, especially on a social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, Google AdWords. And above all, the word of mouth is the best tool to retain your customer. So please put all your efforts in satisfying every customer, even if you had to sell below at your cost price. Now, we will open up for the questions. One, Ms. Shilpa Kumari has said, she is asking a question. Some patients want to hear product knowledge. At the same time, they want just less price. How to address this customer? I would request Mr. Dinesh ji to answer this.
Thanks, Shilpa, for the nice question. Yes, today everybody looks at value for money. They want the best of product and also at the most reasonable price. You have to explain to your consumer very carefully and very clearly, this is what you will get for what you spend. And try to convince them that a spectacle they buy, it's a long-term proposition which they'll be using for the next 1.5 to 2 years. So based on their prescription, give them the best advice and convince them. But if they are too fuzzy about the price, they will not get the best. That is for sure.
Thank you.
Can I add, sir? Can I add?
Yeah, please.
I wish to add one small point there. In case the patient doesn't know anything about the product, then the only aspect that the patient will be discussing about will be in terms of the price. So if the patient is insisting only on a price discussion, it is for the practitioner benefit how he is able to differentiate the brand and or the product, because of which the premiumness, the premium proposition compared to the product which the customer is implying, you will be able to explain and then propose it.
Sanjay ji would like to add something on this?
Yeah, I would like to add. There are 3 types of customers. One, whatever you say will going to trust you completely, and whatever you say they are going to accept it and they will buy the product and services from you. The second one is the person who is undecided. Probably he doesn't know much and might listen to you, might not listen to you. But the third one is the most dangerous, is the person who will not listen to you ever. How much ever you try, they are hell bent on not to believe you. So that will be the most challenging customer, and that's where the human psychology, the first 7 seconds or few minutes when you interact with that customer, you will know how that person is and how you can maneuver it to everyone's advantage. Thank you.
Anybody from the panelists would like to add on this? Our founder, president, giving some tips, kindly listen to it.
Is it must to inform the customer that what lens you are going to use in it? Is it must?
So it is must.
Do you want to give an advertisement to the company?
Sir, it's like this, sir. Nowadays, before even they enter your store, they have all the information. So being transparent is as good as possible. In fact, it has worked with me, and being transparent is the only way your conscience will be clear, and we can do our work without any bad effects of the karma.
We have few more questions. One more person has asked, you are talking about marketing and how to increase the customer flow by doing digital marketing. Can you explain a little bit more about it? Sanjay ji can explain on.
Digital marketing is a very, very big issue, big subject, I would rather say. Now, first of all, you should have a website. You should have a Facebook account. You should have a business WhatsApp account. You should have a presence in Twitter, Instagram, any of the social platforms which are famous nowadays. Because what will click, how it will click, we really don't know. The audience or the consumers, how they are willing to connect. We have one more is the oldest one, SMS, emails. Okay, so but we have to have a presence in all of them. And one thing, you should have your products displayed there properly. They should have access to all your contacts. And you should also reply them immediately. And if you don't react fast, somebody is going to take away they will immediately move to another store or another platform. Okay, so it's being transparent is one of the key factor. Give the answers to the queries clearly and immediately.
Dinesh ji would like to add on this.
A clear-cut information with your digital marketing person. Like as I said, you have to get into the gig economy, whereby you have a minimum fees given for doing marketing in your particular area. You can select 3 or 4 pin codes of nearby your shop, and also give them incentive based on the number of consumers that come to your place. So that will give him he will put in extra efforts to see that the consumer comes into your place.
Harish,
one of the important aspect I feel in terms of digital marketing is also what you wish to position yourself as. As an example, I wish to position myself as a niche practitioner of specialized lenses. So I go to various consumer forums wherein there are patients suffering from a particular problem, and the patients keep asking various queries. So one is a digital marketing, but also in terms of positioning what you want to position yourself as. What is your key skills which you want to project? That can also be a very important aspect of how you want to position yourself as.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else from the panelists? Okay. I would like to add on digital marketing a few of my experience. Digital marketing, you don't have to spend a huge amount like the bigger organization does. There are a lot of free accounts are available. You can log into free accounts of Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, and Google AdWords. We as an independent practitioner, we practice in a small area. Probably we need to get our patients or customers in and around 6 kilometers of our radius. So you can concentrate on Google AdWords. You can pick up the age group, the income group, the type of customers, and so on. So I would recommend every optometry practitioner who are listening to this webinar, you can start off a page of your own, Twitter, Instagram. Try to post some information related to optometry, optical dispensing products, and make sure that you are there all the time. I heard one of the talk given by a Google person. When somebody searches you in a Google, and if you are not visible on the first page, it is as good as that you are in the coffin. So make sure that every time when people look for optometry service or optical dispensing in your area, make sure you pop on the first. So for that, the simple way that I follow, anybody comes with yellow pages, Tata yellow page, Madras yellow pages, Chennai telephone directory, all that, I will just pay 2,000, 3,000 rupees and enroll in every company. And they will make sure that I am there visible when search for the store.
Kumaran sir, I will just like to add something.
Yes.
There is a new saying called nobody goes online these days. Everybody is online 24/7. So there is no more going online, and it's always being online.
Correct. Yes, you are rightly said. Everybody is online 24/7.
Yeah.
There is one more question. Do you think online business in optical industry will see a boom compared to a showroom business? What he is saying is our showroom business will deteriorate slowly and online business will increase. Do you see that scenario? Yes, Mr. Sanjay ji.
Yes, it is going to happen. In current situation, when people don't want to move out from their house, and they have every right to do that. Okay, the online business is going to happen more than ever before. In fact, right now in some cities, I believe still the online is in our location. Lenskart, I think, is operating. Okay, so can't help it. We have to accept the reality.
So would you like to add, sir, Dinesh ji?
Online will improve, online will increase, but I think we also need to be on a mixed platform where we are there on online and offline also. Like as I said, form a team of good opticians around you and see that if you can have an online site of your own. Because there are times when your consumers also want to go online.
Harish ji?
In my view, while online may be increasing in a faster rate, offline is also critical. So while others have also spoken about online, the Lenskart, etc., there is going to be a balance going in future, and both brick and mortar are going to be working hand in hand. So it only depends on how well you are connected with your patients, your customers, and so that how you are able to customize your solutions that is really going to finally decide the future.
Anybody else on the panel? President Madam, Sir, MSV Sir, Vivek Sir? Okay. From my point of view, to the question that I would like to answer, online has come to stay. It is going to stay. Unlike other consumable product, optometry practices are not going to get affected as much as other products. Even in a developed country like US, it's only about 33% people are being happy and 67% people are unhappy buying spectacles and so on. Maybe they are happy with the sunglasses, and that too, not everybody. So the in-house store business is not going to deteriorate because of online, provided you follow the lessons given by the three stalwarts now.
This online business attracts only certain age group of people, not all.
Sir,
That you have to agree. Especially in US, the online business flourishing in all the line, but still I happen to see in Walmart and Costco and so other optical outlets, people are standing in the queue. No doubt at all. Similarly, what happened when the Saravana opens that optical wing? Everybody is jerking. What to do. Now, Saravana is not in the list. In due course, this will be vanishing. I have a strong hope on it. Nothing to worry about it. Be happy. Do your duty very carefully and nicely with your passion flow. Have a good friendship with the customers. That is the most important. That's the thing.
Sir, there is a question: how to build a brand image?
Actually, I had an idea previously, I told. On OATN banner, all the optometrists who are doing private practice must come. They can have Ramsamy Optical, Kupsamy Optical, whatever it may be. On the head of that board, OATN must be there. Within 1 or 1.5 years, naturally people will come to know what is OATN, who are they. Just for information, green pharmacy is mostly maintained and funded by the pharmacist. Whenever we go, they used to introduce, sir, we are the pharmacist or the members on it, sir. Kindly help us. So we are having extra hope on them. So this is the one way I think. It depends upon the panel members, president and others.
Sanjay ji and Dinesh ji can add something. How to
Yeah.
increase the brand image?
It's a very good idea what Singarvel sir has said. We can have an uniform brand on all these shops. For example, if the consumer is to see about 200, 300 boards in Chennai, all having the same OATN, and bottom you can have your whatever optician name you have. Positive, the image of these opticians, these optometrists will improve, and the confidence of the consumer will increase a lot. At the same time, we should also ensure that these outlets are best qualifying practitioners, and they follow the minimum required level of as sanctioned by the OATN.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to add on this? Building a brand is nothing but creating a trust among the consumers. The moment somebody looks at Cadbury's, they know it is a chocolate. The moment somebody looks at Godrej, they know it is a lock and cupboards. So like that, when you continuously emphasize in your marketing activity what you are, and people will recall when you do it that is the brand. There is one more suggestion given by one of our OATN senior executive member, Optam Devi Uday Kumar. She said our consumers are also influenced by Google reviews. So in the interest of the audience, somebody can explain what is Google review and how it is influencing people.
I have used Google reviews in my practice. It has worked fantastic, because it's like this: you want to go to an unknown place, so generally we'll ask Mr. Dinesh bhai, sir, I want to go to this place. Kindly let me know how to go there, reach that place. How is that place? Okay, so the Google reviews does the same thing. Google helps you a lot. So, but it is again you have to be very, very careful in this, because if and you cannot do anything on it. Once the review is published, it's a very open forum. That's why I told you that venturing in any social media is like entering into a minefield. One wrong step and you're gone totally. I would like to add one thing. Both things are connected. One is these reviews as well as brand. Okay, so everyone knows Maggie. Everyone knows Cadbury. Both of them underwent a lot of hardship. Their brands were at stake because of a review as given in social platform that there is something wrong with the product. It took a lot of time for make them to build up the brand again and make sure that the product is 1 minute, sorry. The product is quality is maintained. The same thing happens here. You have to make sure that the products available in your store are consistent and of quality. You should be genuine.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Founder President MSV sir and President Madam Pungodai, we are receiving a couple of acceptance for the call to use OATN name in the banner. And on behalf of the office bearers, I tell the audience that we will discuss in-house in the executive committee and decide on this and before further action. And with regard to the Google reviews, I would like to add one very key important point. Google reviews are nothing but an open book which can be read by anybody and everybody. Okay. And in current scenario, if your service is not good, if your behavior with the consumers are not good, And if you try to give something which is substandard and it has been put into the forum immediately, you give however the best service, even out of 100, one may come and give you a review. But even if you give one mistake for somebody, and that will publish immediately. So make sure your Google reviews are given the best reviews, and you continually monitor the Google reviews and reply to your consumers. And that is also, as Mr. Sanjay sir has said, that will also bring in more footfall to our practices. There is one more question. In this pandemic situation, online taking any orders, can we take orders online in this pandemic situation? What do you say about it?
While the pandemic is present all across, it is at the micro level. So in terms of you are following the full process of the keeping safety, personal safety for your patient, you can then ensure that you are doing the service, you are providing the products. So it all depends whether the products are available, what is the kind of requirement. Certainly you can go ahead and provide the service to the patient.
Thank you, sir. Anything else you would like to add on this? Sanjay, sir?
It's okay, sir. See, it's very tricky. Okay, you should have your things in place, and I mean, it's like this. If there is some emergency or something like that, we should be ready for that. One more interesting thing I would like to add. Okay, in this, wherever say situation arises, you should help people. And based on my video, very short video, there was a call from Mumbai. One lady she said that I was not able to. Suddenly, I'm seeing a black spot. Says I'm not able to go to any eye clinic over there. My ophthalmologist says I'll be back only after the lockdown is over. What do I do? Help me. I said fine. So what I did is I told her to in the night send me a close picture of your eyes. So before that I asked what all the symptoms were there. I asked her how it is, whether it is moving around or it is only when you move your eyes and all that. I asked her, send me a close picture of yours, take a torch here, send a close picture and send me a photo of that. So close photo as much as possible. So that's how she sent me a photo. I could see that there is a cataract. She's forming cataract in one of the eyes, and she suddenly noticed. So finally I said, yes, it is. You have to. It is nothing urgent. You can wait for some time. And once the lockdown is open, please rush to the nearest eye care center and they will help you. So whatever way you can help people, you should be ready. You should not say no. I will not do it. Yes. I think all of us would have helped our customers in the lockdown some way or another. I did also. My readers, my contact lenses were moving in the last 15-20 days.
We will take a couple of few more questions, and I would like to add on this whether we can take orders online during this pandemic situation. Yes, you can take, but make sure that you have a proper prescription, the interpupillary distance, the frame size, and the requirement of your customer. And keep all that in mind. Keep everything on record and make sure after you dispense, your patient is happy. And if you're confident of doing all this, there's nothing harm in taking orders online. There's one more customer. One more question. There are few suggestions have come from a couple of our OATN senior members from Vellore and different places, Mr. Balaji, Sun Opticals and all that. They were giving suggestions, why not we buy boots in the name of OATN also. So we will also discuss, Mr. Balaji, we will also discuss this point in our executive committee and come back to you on this. So, and a lot of overwhelming response from the audience. A lot of people have said thank you, and they thanked every presenter, Dinesh ji, Harish sir, Sanjay ji, and of course the office bearers of OATN. I think I have not missed out any question. I request Purnima, if I have missed out any question, please tell us. Meanwhile, I would like to give an open call to the audience, whoever is listening to it. If you have not been a member of any optometry association so far, we invite you on behalf of Optometry Association of Tamil Nanbargal to join as a member of Optometry Association. To download your applications, please log into www.oatn.in. You can download the application, fill up the application, and send it to us.